Hi, I am Life Coach Latricia Booker with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered, where we heal, we get delivered, and we get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine selves. That is the truth of who God created us to be. And so in today's video, I want to talk to you about normal is no more. God is doing a new thing. There is a new norm. Now, this message goes out for any time in your life that God is causing you to transition from one thing or one way of being or one way of life, shifting you from who you were into your new self, or shifting you from what it was to a new thing. Anytime God is doing a new thing in your life. Now, right now, we are in this, what we're calling what's being called a pandemic, COVID-19, coronavirus. And so many people are saying they're ready to go back to normal. They want things to go back to normal, to the way things were. And what God is saying is, the way things were will never be again. We have a new normal. Things will never be the way that they were. Even when things begin to open back up again, it won't be the same. It won't feel the same because the earth itself has shifted. God has done a new thing. The earth itself has been renewed. So we are living in a new earth. God is doing a new thing. He is creating and has caused us to become new. Those of us who are keeping up with and staying and flowing with what God is doing, it's a new thing. Things will never be the same for us. Now, the issue comes in with people who are wanting to stay in their comfort zones, wanting things to be the way they were, which is what they're calling normal. They want things to go back to normal. And again, we have a new normal. Things have changed. Even when things start to open back up, people are going to say, everything is different. Things don't feel the same anymore. It's not the way it used to be. Something has changed. And that is because it has. Now, the problem comes in again when you don't keep up with the change. When you're trying to stay stuck in Egypt, when God is trying to march you into the promised land. Just like the children of Israel. They were so complaining about, going back to what it was, because at least we didn't have to go through all this transformation and transition to get into the promised land. They were so stuck on what it used to be, going back to what they knew as normal, that they never even entered into the promised land. Get this, they died right outside of the promised land. They were right there. Now, of course, we know the ancestors died outside of the promised land. Their descendants, they entered the promised land. But those older ones that were so stuck in their ways that they couldn't see the new thing God was doing, they were stuck in those old patterns, those old ways, the old ways of doing things. They never entered into the promised land because they wanted to go back to the way things were when they were normal, which is what's happening today with so many people. You want to go back to normal, not you per se, but those who do. When God said he's doing a new thing, enter into this new. So for those of us who know and are in the flow of what God is doing, we are entering into our promised land. Now, the thing is this. God is doing a new thing. What does that mean for us? He's giving us new visions. He's giving us new ideas. He's giving us new perspectives, new attitudes, new mindsets, new careers, new businesses, new goals, a totally new direction. Get this. This is the year 2020. What is 2020? The year of vision. What is 2020? When we speak of 2020 in a physical realm. Vision. 2020, perfect vision. This is your time to catch the perfect vision for the new norm, for the new thing that God is doing. Things will never be the same. God is showing you all things new, so that he can enter you into your promised land. Now, when you are trying to stay stuck in what was, of course, as we already know, you don't enter into your new. The scriptures even say, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. There is liberty when you move with where he is, with where he's going. There is liberty. That means freedom. You're free to just go. You're free when you're where the Spirit of the Lord is. And what does that mean for us? Moving and flowing with him and what he's doing, not trying to go back to normal, because he's not back there at where it used to be. Everything has shifted. He's over here in this new thing, moving us into this new thing. So if you're trying to stay in the old thing, he's not there, which means there is no liberty, which means there is no freedom. There's no freedom there. Just like the children of Israel, they wanted to go back to Egypt, to slavery, where they were not free, when God was trying to move them into their freedom. But they wanted to stay stuck in their old ways. God wasn't there anymore. That's not where his provision was anymore. That was their old provision. Now he's doing a new thing. And so, this is the new norm. Or we have a new norm. Get with the program. Even when things open up, again, I just want to emphasize, it'll never be the same. Things will never be the same. They will never feel like it once did, because everything has become new. Old things are passed away. All things have become new. Now, either you're going to keep up with it and be with God, where the Spirit of God is, and be in that liberty and that freedom, walk into your promised land, or I don't even know what to say for you if you choose to just try to go back to normal, because you will never find normal in that way again, because it doesn't exist. So you will be fighting a never-winning battle. You might just want to change your mind. Let God allow God to change your mindset, your way of thinking. Let him show you the new thing. You might want to change your perspective, because that's what he's giving us. New perspectives, new ideas, new mindsets, new attitudes, new direction, new money, new wealth. Yeah. New mission. Not necessarily new mission, but new direction for your mission. Meaning what you were doing, now I'm shifting you to do something different. You're on the same mission, but you just leveled up. Now this is the direction I need you to take. But if you're still trying to do things the same, thinking you're going to get, in this case, the same results, you're not. What worked before won't work now. Just like when Moses struck that rock. When God told him to strike the rock, several times God told him to strike the rock. And when he struck the rock, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. But the last time, God said, speak to the rock. So he's saying do something different. He's not saying do what you were doing that was working before. Now he's saying do something new. We're not doing what we was doing, which in that case was the normal thing, because that's what he was always told to do. Speak to the rock. Now, if God is saying strike that rock, if God told Moses to strike that rock, and if God tell Moses to speak to that rock now instead of striking that rock, and he strike that rock again, I want to say mock. He strike that rock again, it's not going to produce the same result, because God has moved on to something new. He's taking you in a different directions. He's saying do something different. The old thing doesn't work anymore, because there's been a transition. There's been a shift. There's been a transformation. And you have to keep up with what God is doing. And if you try to stay where God was, where there is no liberty, but there's only liberty where he is now, I don't really know what will become of you. But what I know for certain, you will be lost. And if you're already not catching up, awakening at least, you're already lost. But I encourage you, those who trying to go back to the new norm, I encourage you to shift with God, to see what God is doing, and ask God to show you what he's doing, and be receptive to what he shows you, so that you can be in the shift, so that you can be in the new that he's doing, and be in your new normal, which nothing is really never normal. But for the sake of what we're talking about, normal as it was is over. Walk into your new. God is doing a new thing, and it's this way, not that way. It's not where it used to be. It's where God is at, where he's taking us, where he's taking you, what he's showing you in front of you. Follow that. So you all, with that, I'm gonna go. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click on that red subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Click on that bell right next to that red subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. You can also connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at Latricia Booker, and on Twitter at Kingdom Business 9. That is Kingdom Business with one S and the number 9. You can also now connect with me on Likey at One Dr. Booker. That is the number 1 DR Booker. One Dr. Booker. And so you all, that is my time. And so I am out. Peace.